TGC Tours is starting. By the time you see this video, it is probably going to be starting in about 4 hours. It is starting Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching this anywhere between Saturday and next Friday, then you can try to qualify for the TGC Tours. And if you want to know what the TGC Tours is, then I have a video linked down in the description below where I go over the TGC Tours. It's essentially a third-party website that is, I would say, the most competitive place to play PGA Tour 2K25. But the course has been announced. It's at Combe Point Championship. The way that it'll work is you will play 4 rounds of qualifying golf, and then wherever you land on the big leaderboard is where you'll get put for your flight. Now, if you're wanting to qualify, you do actually have to register for qualifying. So go to the TGC Tours website. There's a little tab at the top that says qualifying. Then when you hover over it, it'll say register for qualifying. You have to register. Then you submit your registration. That will register you for qualifying. Then you have to join the TGC Tours. What's it called? Special events. Let me make sure I can show it to you guys. TGC Tours Special Events is what you're going to be playing right here. TGC Tours Special Events. You just have to play your 4 rounds between when it starts and when it finishes. If you play all 4 rounds, you'll get put onto the leaderboard to then get potentially a tour card. Now, there are limited spots, so there will be a cutoff. However, if you don't qualify this go around, there's going to be another qualifying event next week. And then after that, there's going to be a promotion event, which means you play it, and if you do good enough, you can actually jump multiple flights. Like if you had a bad round during qualifying, the promotion event will be there to jump you back where you should be. That's TGC Tours. That's how you play. That's how you qualify. Now, there is a society right now called HHJJ Daily. Happy Joy Joy Daily, ran by G-Dog. In here, he's running essentially practice tournaments daily. So if you want to play Combe Point Championship, you can practice them here. All 4 rounds. He's done what the conditions might be, because there is a weather report that gives you what the conditions might be. So he's done those on this, so you can play through your 4 rounds to see how you stack up against everybody else who's playing it. So HHJJ Daily is the society that you're going to want to join. Today, though, this is going to be kind of a special edition of A Round with Respawn. Now, I'm not going to get as in-depth as I have been getting with my Round with Respawn, but I do want to run through this entire course with you because it is tricky. It is very tricky. Honestly, probably the hardest qualifying course we have ever had for the game. So I want to run through it with you so that you know how to play it when you jump in for your qualifying rounds. Now, 2 of the rounds are going to be on front tees. We're playing from the back tees on round 1. Okay, that's actually good. 2 of the rounds are going to be from the front tees, though. So you'll have 2 rounds to maybe score good. Course is pretty tough. But yeah, let's jump in. Combe Point Championship. I'm playing on these settings, which are Seat Challenge Circuit settings, Master Swing. So let me walk you through Combe Point Championship. All right, here we go. Hole number 1. So these fairways are very tricky. You have to be very, very aware of where you're hitting, what the wind's doing, everything. So like me, for this hole, a draw is actually fine because it's drawing into a slope that is left to right. So we're okay with that. Starts her off with a nice little par 5. But some of these fairways, you're going to have to lay up because they are tricky. Like, very tricky. The greens are working against you as well. Like, for this is all sloping out, like, left to right. We got to try to just trickle this onto the green if we can. If we're short, we're good. Don't want to be long. And I pull it straight into the bunker. Well, there goes that. Let's see if we can pick this up and run it down this hill. Oh, we don't. I'm going to be taking home a par. Should have just splashed it and been safe. Unless we can make this. Which, it's working against us. Alright. So, just like that, you see how easily you get into trouble. Start with a par. I've actually eagled. I've played 6 practice rounds here. I played all 4 of them on stream yesterday. If you want to see them all played, I played them all on stream yesterday that you can go check out on the main channel. It was right towards the beginning, so if you want to see me play all 4 rounds, you can. So this one's another tricky one because this is a long par 4. So it's 458 yards. You play this back and you still have like a 2-3 iron in. But the green kind of works to your favor to do that. So if the wind is left to right, I have been fading it in to try to hold this fairway just to give me a little bit of a shorter one. But playing this back actually isn't the worst thing to do. Like a little 3-wood choke shot. Just poke it on out here. We get 276, and now we have a 5 iron in. So like it isn't that bad to lay up here, and this rough is extremely deep. So going into the rough is not good. We got the wind working against us here. I'm gonna play this up into the air a little bit. I'm gonna let this wind funnel this back. Or I'm just going to open it. All right, well. This is what I get for going in cold. All right. I need to start doing little warm-ups on the course. I'll pick it up though. Take our par. Take our medicine. All right, first par 3. For the first, like, 3 rounds I played, I was, like, even par or 2 over on the par 3s. These par 3s are tough. They don't have a lot of misses, and you'll notice that on this course, like, I've been talking about course management and, like, playing for misses and stuff. There's not really any misses on this course. If you miss, you're just in a bad spot for a lot of these holes. So it's honestly just trying to hit perfect shots. Like, that's the only thing you can do. It's unfortunate, but that's the course that they chose for the qualifying. This, you know, like being a little short's not fine. Short right isn't fine. We definitely don't want to be left because that's all working against us. And we definitely don't want to be long and right because we have that big hill to work with. So honestly, like center of the green is probably a good miss here. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We're going to be working up the hill and have a putt at it. Like, this is perfectly fine. It's going to come down, like, this is going to be decided by who putts best. You know, missing those right there, that's going to be the difference between, you know, Plat, Elite, Kinetic, and CCD. It's all going to be in the putting. All right, this is another one of those holes where if you have a power drive, if you have something over 300, you can barely skirt it out of the rough and into the fairway. So it's another one of those decisions you have to make. Do you go driver and power drive and try to get over this hill? The wind's not really working in our favor. You can't hit it too short either because this all slopes into the bunker and you will make the bunker. Okay, I just want to let you know, if you hit anywhere on the other, like on this side of the hill, you are going in that bunker. It all funnels to it. So the other thing you could do is like choke 3-wood. I'm going to fade this and try to keep this as right as possible. Well, not that far right. Well, you get to see what the heavy rough looks like. It's nasty. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's not good. That's better. This heavy rough is nasty. And you don't want to be in the heavy rough going for these because this green is an absolute nightmare. You can kind of use a backstop, but if you go too far, yeah, good luck with this shot. It's dangerous. This is a very precise course. You kind of have to manage it as best as possible and just try to make your putts. That's what it comes down to. Like, doing that. You know, like, you just have to do that. Like, get it close, make your 10 to 25 footers. You'll have some dots every once in a while, but... All right, this is another one of those courses, or another one of those holes. Going into the rough, you may think is a good idea, but if you go into one of these bunkers, it is not good. If you're gonna miss, you're gonna want to miss out to the right and into the rough, because that at least gives you some rough to work, or some green to work with. I've been playing it back for certain pins. I've been playing it back, because if you play it back, it's not too bad. You know, we're looking at about $1.80 in. For this one though, I'm gonna show you what the driver looks like. We're going to power drive this. I want to avoid that bunker to the left at all costs, which means I'll probably hit right into it. The other thing to know about this rough out here, those are all bushes. You will hit them coming out, and it will remove a ton of distance. So here we have a nice little recovery shot that I'm going to use. We're just going to get this onto the green. That's all we're looking for. I'm playing like doo-doo. I am playing like doo-doo. Well, at least I get to show you the whole entire track. When I played this yesterday on stream, I shot a 37 under was my 4-round total. Which might actually be good enough. This is the trouble you get into. Missing left and right anywhere on this course. This is what happens. $37 under might actually be good enough though for plat with the scores that I've been seeing from people. All right, we drop a bogey. One of these rounds I did shoot a 5 under in my practice rounds. All right, this is another tricky one because, again, bunkers all over. And the whole entire fairway works against you to put you into those bunkers. Now, if we play this back, 3-wood range, yeah, you're going to have a 3-wood in. This is a par 4. So you can do that if you want, but it's not going to be good for you. I've been fading it with the wind. If the wind is against me, I have been doing choke tee shot and like putting it down here, which I might show you here. But any little open like that, dude, it all works against you. And if you go into the rough, yeah, you got this coming in. Honestly, just played that. I played that probably a little too safe, but... This is what happens, though. That's this course. Like, we're just hitting par right now. Like, you can't go off the beaten path. And if you do, it's trouble. And honestly, I'm showing you what going off the beaten path looks like in this round right now. This course is brutal. And it has some of the worst fairways I've seen. All right, this one. You might think like, oh, I'm just going to go for this. It's down the hill, right? The wind is a little working against us, right? But this whole entire thing, again, works against you. The fairway works against you. This bunker is almost a guaranteed par or worse, bogey probably. And if you get up onto the green, the entire green works against you as well, left to right. It's all left to right for almost the entire green. So if you even do make it up to the green, more than likely you're going to roll it off to the right and roll it back behind. And rolling it back behind, especially for this pin, is death. So this is another one of those holes where I've just been laying up. There we go. And now we have a 50 in. I'm going to do a choked. There we go. And now we have a putt in for birdie. Also, this course has ghost break out the fucking wazoo. So I suggest you kind of get down and look at your putts too. Because these greens, look at that, all broke to the right. Like, these greens lie to you. I even pulled it and it broke to the right. These greens, they're liars. They're not that great for the actual like break. Longer putts, it's fine, but on the shorter stuff, you should definitely look at it because it's not great for ghost break. Another one of these holes where you just got to hit a good shot. I mean, left, you're not looking too good because you have this yellow slope working against you when you come back up out of the left. Going long, same thing. All downhill, back to front. You have that slope working against you. If you hit out right, you have this huge little crater right here that you're working with. And if you hit short, you're rolling off the front side of the green. This green is another one of those greens where you just have to hit a good shot. We went a little long. See you later. Now I gotta try to super flop this up as close as possible. And we take our par. These par threes are nasty. They're very, very, very nasty. They can get you into a lot of trouble. Another one of these, if you can hit around 300 and if the wind is slightly at your back, you can actually get it down this hill. You can run it down. Even if you hit into the heavy rough, I did, and it still bounced through. So it is possible, but the wind isn't. If the wind isn't at your back, like it is, like it's not here. I haven't been going for it because you can stop in that rough, and stopping in that rough is very bad because it's all downhill slope. Heavy rough, which is pretty nasty. It is not a pretty shot. You have a couple of bailouts here. Bailouts are honestly right. Because you have some funneling back towards the green. Right's your bailout. Left, I mean, you can miss left. It's not the end of the world. This is heavy sloping out to the right. Yeah, hitting it out here isn't the end of the world. You just have a little bit of a downhill putt, but not anything too crazy. Because it's not like downhill off the green, you know? See, like we can get it down there and just play for our par. And if it goes in, it goes in. Great. That's the front nine here at Comb Point. We're 1 over. Actually, the worst I've done yet in my practice rounds, which makes sense since I'm recording it for a video. Honestly, one of the better fairways. It doesn't work completely against you the whole way. It slopes out right to left here, left to right there. I'm going to fade this into the wind. This bunker is very much in play because it is up the hill. So you have to be aware to not hit it into the bunker. Like, that is in play, 100%. Yeah, we're still going to find the rough. I didn't fade it enough. I also pulled it a little bit, I believe. All right, working out the heavy rough, and it is a deep. Just got to run it up here. Which we do. We get our birdie. It all comes down to the putting. Another par 3. Actually playing short today for these pins. A lot of times this is a 3-wood in if you want to get it there. Being short isn't good either. So you have to really dial this one in, because if you're short, it isn't going to run up to the green. So you're going to have a chip up. I think this gets here even with the wind, though. It does. For this pin, that's about as close as you're going to get it right there. Only an inch down. We can be a little aggressive. Here we go. Another birdie. See if we can bring it back on my back nine. Also, I'm going to be playing my qualifying rounds live, twitch.tv/respawntv, also on the main YouTube channel on Monday. So if you're interested to watch it, you can catch it there. It's going to start around like 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time is when I'll start. I'll probably do a couple of practice, like shots, and then I'll hop in and do my qualifying. And the TGC Tour rounds that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be 2 videos, rounds 1 and 2 for the first video. I'm going to see if I make the cut. And if I make the cut, round 3 and 4 will be released after. So I will be releasing my TGC Tour rounds, and it's going to be YouTube exclusive. I'm not going to stream them. All right. Another fairway that just works against you the whole time. You can play it up here for $120 in. I've been playing it back, though, and essentially just taking a 7-iron in. Now, you have to be very careful, because, again, this whole left side funnels into this bunker. If you hit it too far right, it funnels into this bunker, and if you do drive it and go for it, this entire fairway slopes it into that bunker and into the rough. So, I've been playing it, like, way back lately, because it isn't a terrible second shot. When you lay up. So that's what I've been doing. I've been just laying it up and, you know, taking my 6-iron in. But if you want to go for it, you can. You just got to be very, very, very cognizant of the bunkers that are in play, because if you go into those bunkers, the lips are pretty big. You might have a problem getting it up to the green. And this is another one of those greens. Left is dead, because it's almost in the middle of a yellow slope here. So, left is dead. I mean, you'll be able to super flop it up if you have it, or a flop shot. Right isn't that great either, though, because it's an extreme uphill putt. Long is actually not terrible, just because the slope isn't too bad out from you. You can be a little short. Like, this would probably be your miss area right in here. Left isn't dead either. Like, you can flop and super flop it, but the way that it rolls out heavy into the left, and you get into a downhill heavy rough shot, which just essentially decreases the amount of spin you can get, flattens it out, and it rolls forever. And you're rolling it, even with a flop shot, you're rolling it forever. So you kind of have to just pick your poison a little bit. I'm going to take the 7-iron. If we end up a little bit short and to the right, that is ideal. But I get 8% power somehow. Okay. We're a little long. Not the end of the world long. You're going to have a tough putt, but it's not, like, it's not awful. Like, it's a putt you can make. Close. Close. 1 under. Like I said, one of the rounds I shot a 5 under. So, like, that is... You can Jekyll and Hyde this course pretty easily. This is one of those holes, grip and rip. Just grip and rip it. Straight down. Don't get too cute over the left side. This fairway isn't bad. It doesn't work against you at all times. And this green is actually probably one of the better greens on the entire course. So, you know, your misses aren't bad. Left to right, long, short. Like, you can recover from all of them. I think this is one of the putts that it had a little bit of ghost break. No, this looks good. Oh, this devil. So the reason I got a 5 over is because I hit a 7 on this. Because one of the pins, I believe it's right here for one of the pins. So if you miss it left, you're hitting out of this heavy rough into this. The first time I underswung a flop and it rolled all the way back down. And then it went straight back into the heavy rough. And then I hit another flop. And it went all the way up here. And then I put it and got a little bit too much. And it rolled all the way back down. And then I flopped it. Maybe I quadded it. I might have got a 7. Because then I flopped it back up, I think. And then I hit it into the hole. So when you get that pin, hit the ball and pray. That's about all you can do. And then try to recover from there. This pin's a little bit better. I mean, left is, again, not good. Because if you hit this area, you're going to have a really good shot coming up. If you're long and out, that's not good. I guess if anything, you want it to be right, miss right. I don't know. This is one of those holes that's you just got to hit a good shot. Like, there's no way around it. Hit a good shot or suffer the consequences. I didn't hit a good shot, so I'm going to suffer the consequences. Take a par. These par 3s are tough. You're not gonna be getting a lot of birdies on the par 3s. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right, now it comes to one of the worst fairways I have seen in the TGC Tours. It's bad. I dislike this fairway with every fiber of my being. The reason why is because there is no good shot on this fairway. There's none, actually. I did play it back here. The only safe shot on this hole in its entirety is legitimately hitting a choked 5-iron into this. And then you have to lay up your second shot down here. And then you have a wedge in. That's the only safe bet that you can get on this entire hole. Lay up with a 5-iron, play it up to here, wedge it in. What I've been doing is I've just been hitting driver and then just seeing what happens. Out of the 6 rounds I played, one time I played it back. The other four times I hit perfect shots into this. Sometimes they end up in the rough on the right. Sometimes they roll out and end up on the rough to the left. Sometimes light. If you carry too much speed, sometimes heavy. There was one time that I don't know what happened. I got God's touch of a bounce, and I did finish just a little ways up. Like probably 5 yards past this. I finished on that little crest of a hill. So it is possible to hold it. And I've tried everything. I've tried fading it with the wind into this fairway. Doesn't matter. Rolls off to the left or it bounces nasty and rolls into the right. A couple of times it was light rough. Past that, it was all heavy rough. I'm going to try it again. I'm just going to heavy fade this in. And you just hope and pray. Let's just hope we get a good bounce here. So we didn't. At least it stayed light rough this time, though. There are times that rolls through and goes heavy rough. The good thing about the light rough is you can still go for the green with it. If you go heavy rough, though, digging a 2-iron out of the heavy rough over this hill is a tough ask. Not out of the question, but just a tough ask. I'm going to play this 3-iron back just a little bit. See, like light rough, we can play it out of there, which is why I've been driving it and just hoping that I stay light rough. If it goes heavy rough, there was one time that I didn't hit a good second shot, and I literally buried the ball into that hill that I showed you. And I think I ended up bogeying it, the hole, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it broke a little bit more than I wanted. We take our birdie. We take our birdie. I do not like that hole at all. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. All right, so there is a round where the pin is up here, like towards the front, and then there's one that's back right, and then there's one here, and there's one all the way in the back. I haven't held this green yet. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try it right now, though, with you guys. If you hit it off to the right, it sometimes gets a pretty favorable bounce, so I'm going to try that. Going into this bunker right here, though, yeah, good luck. Don't go in that bunker. I'll just tell you that now. Do not go into that bunker. I have been there 3 times going for this green. In my rounds, I'm probably not going to go for it, but we're going to go for it now and see what happens. Now, wind carried it out too much. So we'll be probably light rough out here. No, rolled through the heavy. But not the end of the world here. Just as long as I do not hit the short. If I hit the short, that's not good, but I'm going to use this little hill to the left. See if we can't funnel this back a little bit. Touch too hard, but we'll have a putt either way. And we get our birdie. Oh, man. This course is stressful. I believe that this was meant to be a plat course. If I had to guess, this was meant to be a plat course, which is the highest level of the TGC Tours, which they usually get stupid courses, insane conditions, just like ridiculous to try to keep their scoring down, because I guess that matters. But like plat is like insane conditions usually, and I think that this course was made for that, and they decided, Doyley decided, I think it was Doyley. Doyley decided to do a plat course as the qualifying course, which I don't think would have been my first choice, or my second, or probably even my 35,000th choice, but we're here, and it's going to separate those who are good and those who are not as good. I mean, it is going to have very separating scores, I believe. I think a 40 over will probably get you on to the Challenge Circuit L, I think is the last. I'm pretty sure a 40 over is probably going to be the cutoff, if I had to guess, just from the scores that I've been seeing. But we'll see. This is another hole that short isn't bad. Short isn't bad. Right's terrible. Left is okay. Long and left is not great, because then you have to deal with this hill coming through. So I've been aiming it for either short or right. A little long and right, as you can see. But pin high is a very tough putt. Coming up the hill here is actually a lot easier. So that is what I've been aiming for as my miss, and if it goes up the hill, great. Oh, and I unfortunately pull it. I don't think this is good. Nope. Hey, it sat up here, though. That's good. Because now I at least have a chip at it. Take our par. Again, that's these par threes. These par threes are tough. And now we come to 18, and I'm 4 under. I'm probably gonna get the 5 under. I got in the one round. It's my worst round so far. Is a 5 under. All right, this is another one that you can play it back safe if you want. I've been doing a fully brought back choke tee shot. This is all downhill, but the fairway does work in your favor. You just don't want to be left because again, left just funnels into both of these bunkers. So I've been doing a choke chi shot and just bringing it back. Playing a little left. I've even been underswinging it a little bit because it is down the hill, so we're fine with that. That wind will work well for us. Man, still got a bad bounce. That's the first time I've came all the way over here on that. Learn something new every day with this course. I think you could probably guess where you don't want to miss. I'll give you guys a second just to look at this to see if you know where you don't want to miss. All right, I think we all understand. Which means I'm going to miss there. So I can show you guys probably. All right, let's see if we can, I think this was one of the holes. I'm pretty sure that middle bead is actually breaking to the left, if I remember correctly. I'm going to hit this straight up. It says it's breaking right, but I do not trust it. I think it was this hole. But that's Comb Point. That's where the qualifying is going to be. I think a lot of people are going to struggle at this course. It is going to be very, very challenging. What you need to do to score the best at this course is just to try to minimize going into the rough. The rough and the bunkers on this course are a death trap. So you need to be mindful of that. You need to play for as good of a drive as you can get and then hope that you hit perfect shots into the greens. Because as you saw, as soon as you go off the beaten path around the greens, I mean, it's over. Like, it's over. You're going to be getting bogeys. You're going to be getting double bogeys. You're going to be getting triple bogeys. It is a very, very, very tough course. And with the conditions, I do think it is even tougher. But we'll see what the exact conditions are when the actual tournament starts. But that is Comb Point Championship. Hopefully this helped for those who are getting into the TGC Tours. And yeah, hopefully you shoot better than what I just did. That front nine kicked my ass. Back nine did good at least. But that's it. If you have any questions about the course, I mean, let me know. I've played it a lot now. This is my 7th round here, so I've played this course a ton. And if you have any questions about it, like a specific hole or something, then I can always like scrub through the video and, you know, give you some more insight on the course and the holes. But let me know. Hopefully it helped. But that's it. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Good luck on your qualifying rounds if you play them this weekend. I'll be here again, like I said, on Monday. And then my TGC Tour rounds, wherever I finish, will get posted the week after when it starts up. So that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.